Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's the last episode for the season of Laces Out. Join me and the stats mistress as we go through Super Bowl 54. There's some stats from the Super Bowl and a little bit of talk about the upcoming XFL season. Here we go. This is Cookiecast, Laces Out, Super Bowl review. Oh. Almost means nothing. Right then.
Hello.
Hello.
Party people.
I thought you were talking to me.
Come on.
Huh?
Hi.
Hi. I was going to say like end of an era, but
End of the season.
end of a season.
Sad times. I don't know what's happening.
I'm just looking over some of the bets. Yeah, we will need to look up quite a few of these.
The actual answers.
Yeah, because we've predicted things like some of the bingo stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't know if Butt Fumble was
But fumble, that was what this guy
said
went
or
for.
not.
Also, do you know who the first touchdown scorer was?
Was it not? You'd check. Whatever his name was. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, we'll have to look. So, here we go. This is Cookiecast. This is the Laces Out podcast. The last Laces Out podcast for this season. This is the post Super Bowl 54 show.
Wrap-up party.
Wrap-up party. There's no party happening. I realised at some point that, I don't know why, but somewhere I've written Super Bowl 53.
It was not.
But now I can't find where I've written it. So I don't know if somewhere out there on the internet I've put the wrong Super Bowl down. I need to go and have a better look and try and find it. It's been...
Would it be tagged in one of the previous
possibly
podcasts? In which case, it's probably not an issue. Right, so I am here, you are here.
I am here.
Your co-host, Mr. Paul Williams, is unwell, was unwell, and therefore absent.
Was that? Yeah.
Is that why he's not here?
I've no idea.
Okay. Well, he is not here. So,
Right, we replaced him with an even better looking football. Maybe that'll just be the situation until we've got a life-size replica.
we just keep replacing him with better looking footballs.
So, last Sunday saw the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs travel all the way to Miami, Florida, and apparently back in time to the 1980s.
Why?
All the advertisement stuff, like all the posters and stuff, it was all like the day glow colours of the
of
80s Miami.
Doing it old school.
And they went up against each other to determine who was the best of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City Chiefs haven't won a Super Bowl in 50 years.
Hadn't won a Super Bowl in 50 years.
San Francisco 49ers, I don't know the stats on theirs. I know they've been to the Super Bowl. 2012?
Recently.
They went to the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs, was it tied at half time?
10-10.
Yeah, that's not great. Should have taken his first answer. Yeah, so tied at half time. The third quarter changed things quite a lot and put the San Francisco 49ers not quite far out in front, but put them out in front.
By 10.
And it was 2010. Cole said to me at work the other day, it was like, it's obviously one of those things that the Chiefs can only win when they come from behind. So they didn't know what to do when they were like drawing and stuff. They had to let the 49ers go out in front so that they could then go on to win.
Yeah.
Which I suppose in a lot of ways kind of makes sense. The fourth quarter was dynamic.
I'd kind of lost hope before
the third quarter was a tough watch. I wasn't a fan at that point in time. But yeah, the fourth quarter was explosive. I'm just going to see how many of these words I can get in. And saw the Kansas City Chiefs take a victory at the end. 30-20.
31, 20, maybe.
Maybe.
I think. Yep, so they won.
They did.
Yep, and Pat Mahomes got MVP. Mahomey.
He did. Which, I was just having a little look, way back at the start of the season, there was some predictions made. Stuart Wood-Munchie managed to correctly predict the winning team at the start of the season. He didn't quite manage to predict the Super Bowl correctly, but he did predict the winning team.
It's pretty good going.
He then went on to predict the MVP.
The Super Bowl MVP as opposed to the league MVP.
I can't remember the way it had been done. I presume that might have actually been league MVP.
That's what you might not have clarified at the time correctly.
No. Which, in that case, he would not have been correct. Because I believe that Lamar Jackson was the league MVP.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah.
You want me to go into some stats?
Tell me the Super Bowl stats.
I can share with you. So credit to Nate Davis as USA Today, as usual. Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs, then members of the American Football League, last won a championship at the conclusion of the NFL's 50th season, winning Super Bowl IV 23-7 to cap the 1969 season. That was until Sunday night when Kansas City put a bow on the NFL's centennial season by winning their second Lombardi trophy. I think you were saying 50 years.
Yep.
To not won. I'm sure there's probably other teams in that position. Number 2, Andy Reid's 22nd victory means he's finally a Super Bowl winner as a head coach and no longer owns the most wins in that role without a ring. Number 3, at 24 years old, Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes, the NFL's 2018 MVP, became its youngest quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP honours. Number 4, at 23 years old, back in 2006, Ben Roethlisberger is the only quarterback younger than Mahomes to start for a triumphant Super Bowl team. Mahomes and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner are the only players in NFL history to win the league MVP award and win the Super Bowl in their first 3 seasons. Mahomes and Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith are the only players to win a Super Bowl and MVP award before reaching age 25. In one of the weirder Super Bowl records we can recall being broken, 49ers rookie Deebo Samuel rushed for 53 yards, the most ever by a wide receiver on Super Sunday. Number 8, in the first 27 postseason games in Chiefs history, they scored at least 31 points 3 times. In Kansas City's 5 playoff appearances with Mahomes, the club has managed at least 31 points every time. Number 9, San Francisco surrendered a 10-point third-quarter lead in large part because it failed to convert all 3 of its third-down attempts in the final period. Number 10, kudos to Williams, who's more than replaced Kareem Hunt as the Chiefs' lead back. He made a strong MVP case on Sunday with his pair of touchdowns and 133 total yards. And to think the Dolphins' cast-off shone in the spotlight on the very field he used to call home. Number 11, Garoppolo threw 31 passes Sunday after totalling 27 in San Francisco's first 2 playoff games. He was also picked off twice in a game for the 4th time this season. Mahomes was picked off twice for the first time this season. Number 13, running back Raheem Mostert, the 49ers' leading rusher this season, has still never started an NFL game. Number 14, Super Bowl 54 was only the 4th to be tied at halftime. 10-10, I'm going to say. Garoppolo's touchdown pass to Kyle Juszczyk was the Super Bowl's first since Nick Foles connected with Zach Ertz for what proved to be Philadelphia's game winner 2 years ago. Number 16, the Chiefs averaged 39 points per game this postseason. 17, Niners assistant Katie Sowers became the first woman and first openly LGBT coach in Super Bowl history. Not Super Bowl history. 18, Kansas City became the first club in the NFL's 100 seasons to win 3 games in the same playoffs despite trailing by at least 10 points in all of them. And number 19, the Chiefs' win gave the AFC 25 Super Bowl victories, matching the NFC total. Something interesting. Even ground between the 2 leagues. There you go. What have we got? I might need Google. I might need Google.
You might, because, I mean, like, the first one's the coin toss, which the
didn't
49ers won,
Okay.
but they then deferred it.
Yeah. So the 49ers won.
Yes. So the only person that got that one correct is you.
Okay.
Because I think that Paul had decided that the Chiefs, but then he changed his mind and then he said that the 49ers were going to lose the coin toss. Obviously they didn't. First team to score.
First team to score a touchdown or just...
Just says first team to score.
Because it says Mahomes was the first touchdown. When he ran it in himself. Super Bowl. This is bad preparation. information.
So,
What else is there?
leader at half time, Paul said it would be a tie.
Okay.
Everybody got the winner, which was the Chiefs.
Hang on. Right. Quarter 1, Kansas City Chiefs 0, San Francisco 49ers 3. He fumbles the ball after being hit by Jimmy Ward, but it goes safely out of play. And the Chiefs are now just 5 yards from scoring the first touchdown. Yeah, but the 49ers got a field goal. But
The 49ers scored first.
yeah.
So nobody got that right.
Right, and it was 3-0. So it wasn't a touchdown.
Right. Score differential.
Yeah.
So it was what, 11 points?
Let's check that that's right. Final score. Superbowl 54. 31-20.
In this scenario, would we give that point to the person who was the closest?
Yeah. If somebody needs to take the point.
Oh no, I was going to say because it would be a tie, but no. So that's you.
Oh, what did I go with?
14.
Mm.
Colour of the Gatorade.
It was orange.
Yeah.
Paul.
Super Bowl MVP. No one. And this is one of those situations, if there is one man who can talk himself out of a point, it is Paul Williams, because I have crossed out Mahomes and written down Hill.
Wait, what was anybody thinking then?
I put Honey Badger. First touchdown scorer.
Did anybody put Mahomes?
No. I have no idea how we would do the commentator bingo.
I don't know if that's
I don't know if you can Google it or what.
Sorry, this isn't
Right,
good
1,
listening.
2, 3.
Showing results for was Buck fumble third in Super Bowl 54. It's bringing up results, but not for this year. Whose butt caused Mark Sanchez's infamous butt fumble?
I'm not sure that's what we're looking for.
No. I'm going to take that as a no. What else was on the commentator bingo?
They think it's all over. I mean, what would there be a list of? I don't know how we would go about how we would determine whether those things were said.
Even if there was just a commentator bingo results.
It's one of those because there should in theory be a list of bets, and then whether those bets paid out or not.
You can't go back and check them, can you?
Yeah, I don't mean checking the bets. I mean check it like there should be some sort of site that says
like
these were all the ones that were offered for commentator bingo, and these are all the ones that paid out.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's worked either, because I noticed that some of the ones that I'd bet on paid out immediately, and some were still pending 2 days later.
Alright.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We
have to scrap that from the...
We have a predicament because we have a tie.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just split it then.
Paul's got 3 points and you have got 3 points.
Okay.
So £7.50 each.
Cool.
Cool. I didn't get any money. No. So that is like, I mean, the last set of predictions, last set of Super Bowl predictions, everybody got correct. Everybody picked the Chiefs by the end. I mean, there was one game to go at that point in time. It's always a sad time of year.
It is when we have to pack
everything away
until September, late August.
Yeah.
And you start preparing for the new season. There'll be all the I don't know what they call it, like transfers and things that go on in the off season.
Yeah, there'll be all the people moving around the team, people like coaches getting replaced, things like that.
Yeah.
But it's so... I mean, the NFL has, what, an 8-month off season? So, if you see something once a month, it's a surprise. Obviously, there's the XFL that starts this week. For those of you that don't know, Vince McMahon of WWE fame owns a American football franchise, I don't know the way to say it, called the XFL.
Do they why do they operate a different season?
To get people to actually watch it, because
okay.
This isn't the first time he's tried to get this off the ground. A few years back he tried. I don't know if they actually completed a full season.
How many teams are in the XFL?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's one of those things, like with a lot of things like that, you often had push to get Americans to move away from what they know. So 8. Okay.
The league will have 8 teams in 2020 divided into 2 geographical divisions. Washington, New York, Tampa Bay and St. Louis are in the East Division, while Seattle, Los Angeles, Dallas and Houston are in the West. There we go. 8 teams, so...
I mean, that's...
What's that, 4 games a week then? Where they play weekly?
I presume. It's a lot of travelling. Like a lot of distance.
Even with their East and West.
Yeah.
I presume they'll move around there. Or they just play each other a lot in their own.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it'd be a thing where it'd just be boring seeing the same teams play
each other.
I mean, we know from like predicting NFL games, there are often weeks where you're just like, oh my god, every game this week is dross apart from like the late night games. So we know what it's like when you're faced with there are a few weeks where you're just like, oh man, all of these games just suck balls.
But I suppose if you're coming into it new, then you're not really going to be affiliated to anybody, so just watching them off the bat, it'll all be fresh. I just wondered what their schedule was. It's a 79-day sprint from kick-off to the championship game, what's that? So it's less than 3 months.
Okay, I suppose it gets you 3 months closer to...
Yeah. It starts on Saturday when the DC Defenders host the Seattle Dragons.
Dragons. Okay.
But yeah, I suppose it fills a gap if if you're quite dedicated to
Yeah, I mean,
football.
it's always that thing. There is. We'll have covered it at this time last year. There is always that sense of loss when the NFL season comes to an end, because it's sort of
the hole left in.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of time. Not a lot of time, but you've got your fantasy season, so you've got all of that aspect to it, and then you've got your your playoffs and your Super Bowl, and it's like a whole.
And it's like every Sunday evening.
Sit down and watch football.
Yeah, that's just what you do. What we do.
And then now it's like.
What do we do on Sunday? Yeah. Some of these team names. There's the LA Wildcats, the Houston Roughnecks, Tampa Bay Vipers, New York Guardians, St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Dallas Renegades.
Oof.
That sounds quite violent. A rough game.
I'm sure there was something from the last time that there are subtle differences. Something weird like the field isn't quite as wide or isn't quite as long, or there's something about there are these subtle changes
to try and differentiate.
Yeah, but those changes were the things that put people off. So I don't know if this time around whether they're just doing we're American football, just under a different name.
Okay. I'm going to say it needs to still be American football at the end of the day. Right? Okay. Is that all we had to report on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's no games to predict.
No.
There's
nothing to think about.
No, none of that to go on.
It was just a quick wrap up, really, to recognise.
Yeah, we can sit and hash over the individual plays of the Super Bowl, but ultimately...
It ended up being a well-matched game.
I mean, I think a lot of people have the sort of feeling going into the Super Bowl that the 49ers aren't everybody's first team, and the Chiefs aren't often everybody's first team. You often find, especially in England or the UK or whatever, that people are aligned to specific teams. So I think there was a feeling of it, you could kind of enjoy it without having a dog in the race, sort of thing. But of those two teams, I think everybody wanted the Chiefs to win. So I was saying that it felt like the first Super Bowl in a while that actually went the way that you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's always nice to not have to deal with the Patriots. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Okay. We'll leave it there.
Let's do that then.
Until next season. That's it from Laces Out.
Tune in next season. I don't know. I was going to promise you a load of stuff that I suddenly realised that I might not even be able to. I was like, a new look or.
Who knows? Don't promise it now, but.
Who knows?
Maybe we won't be here.
Wow. Right.
Until next time.
Thank you for joining us throughout the season, and thanks for coming back. Thanks for listening to this one, or watching this one if you're watching us. And yeah, catch you next season in 8 months' time. Right, let me get out of this chat. Alright, thanks, bye.
See ya.
So there we go, that's that. The season's wrapped up, the Super Bowl's done. Time to put all the toys back in the attic for now and get them out again in 8 months' time for a new season. Yeah, have you got your bets in for who's going to be Super Bowl champion next year? YouTube watchers, make sure you YouTube subscribers like, share and comment. everybody jump over to the Cookiecast.com, check us out over there, send us some love. So there we go. Obviously there'll be more podcasts coming along. It's not just the NFL. But until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.